All right, Josh, we are recording. Josh, I'm super excited to have you on this digital marketing expert interview. Your name is Josh Martin. You are a digital marketing expert. We have been teaching search engine marketing and capability classes together in the past. And I asked you to come in the show and talk about Tag Manager. For those of us who haven't heard of Tag Manager, what exactly is Tag Manager?
Definitely, and thanks for having me. I really appreciate you taking the time today. Gosh, Tag Manager is really a Pandora box. Once you open it, there's a lot you can do with it. But think of it as a trapdoor to your site. It's a free tool from the Google Marketing Platform, so you don't need to pay anything to use it. It's a big time saver. I'll kind of get into a little bit more of that in a moment. It consolidates all of your marketing pixels. So think about how you might have a Facebook campaign, you have a YouTube campaign, you have a Google Ads and a Bing campaign. All of those need a pixel, or in other words, a script on your site running to track people's behavior. Did they buy? Did they convert? What did or didn't they do once they made it there? And those can be a little intensive on a site and kind of hard for a developer to keep up with once you have so many kind of disparately installed on your site. So what it does is it gives you one place to install all of those, and kind of what I like to call that trapdoor method. And lastly, and probably one of its biggest hidden features, is air checking. It'll actually let you know that your tags or your scripts are or aren't firing correctly, and if they aren't, why they're not firing correctly, what you can do to correct them, which is something you can't get from, let's say, Google Analytics or other Google tools like the Google Tag Assistant for Google Chrome.
All right. So you mentioned Google Analytics. Probably a lot of people are familiar with Google Analytics. Like, what's the difference? So, like, how is it different from Google Analytics? Why would I want to use Tag Manager in addition to Google Analytics?
Very good question as well. I mean, honestly, it's very confusing for folks because they both have Google in the name. They're both scripts. Oftentimes, it's a business owner being told by a marketing manager or developer, hey, you need to add this Google thing to the website. So oftentimes what happens is people confuse Google Tag Manager with Google Analytics, but they're actually totally separate things. So think of Google Analytics as the script you would install using Google Tag Manager. So it's a tool to use things like analytics. And so oftentimes they get confused and Tag Manager gets neglected because business owners feel like they have it already installed on their website. But why would a person want to use it? I mean, it's asynchronous loading. So what that means is rather than all of those scripts running on your website, using up your resources and ultimately slowing down the website feed, it's loading off on one of Google's servers asynchronously at the same time as your website, and then injects your code or your scripts into the website where you need it. So it actually speeds up your website, in some cases, a great deal.
Oh, wow. So, I mean, man, it sounds like this could take a serious amount of time to implement. As a business owner, be curious to know how much additional development time does Tag Manager take?
Honestly, it's a time saver. Now, with a preface, though, you will need to kind of spin up your team and train them on how to use Tag Manager. But if your marketing team is already comfortable with things like Google Analytics or installing basic Facebook pixels, this is going to be a cakewalk. And what's great is once taught, you don't have to touch code much at all. In fact, using Tag Manager itself, once installed, there's no need for encoding or an understanding of HTML. Honestly, other than the training, I think it's going to save more time than take away from it.
I think a lot of people will probably stay away from implementing Tag Manager because they are afraid they don't have the technical knowledge. Is that something that you offer as a training or a service?
Most definitely. I offer it as a one-on-one training if you're just a local webmaster or business owner that would like to install it. And then I also do group sessions where I can train up as much as 20 people as to how to use it, implement it, and then maintain it once you have it installed. And what's great about that is you can actually have just a core group of individuals who know how to actually implement Google Tag Manager, and another group of individuals who know how to do the actual work on Tag Manager. So what's great is you can have two people working on it at the same time and making twice the effort. So it's a really great time saver, and I encourage people to take a look at it.
Awesome. How does somebody get in touch with you if they have any questions or would like to hire you to do this for them?
Definitely. You can find out more about me or reach out at joshmartindigital.com, or you're always welcome to reach out to our phone number. That's 720-432-9040.
All right, awesome. Any last tips or tricks, anything else you want to share before we conclude this interview?
Gosh, no, nothing I can think of at the moment. I really do appreciate you taking the time and including me on this interview.
All right, awesome. I'm going to stop the recording right here. Thanks so much, Josh.
Thank you.